My Gaming Edge.
Hey, what's up guys? CB here with mygamingedge.com. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a demo review. One of our premium subscribers sent me this a few weeks ago and he wanted me to review it for him, and I thought it'd be better to actually just review it in a video so that not only he got something out of it, but you guys did as well. This demo comes from a player named MGE from Australia. He is currently playing medic for the number 2 rated team there, known as Rewound, and he sent me this demo of a scrim he played against what he says is the number 3 rated team, so a pretty competitive scrim, and he wanted me to discuss specifics on positioning, situational awareness, when he should push forward, when he should get out, and it's on Badlands, everyone's favorite map, so we should get some good stuff out of this demo. And without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so right now we're paused at spawn at 57 on the clock, and the first thing that I want to talk about that I noticed MGE doesn't do is he doesn't catch his pocket soldier before he leaves spawn. Now I've talked about this in my previous videos a lot and tried to stress the importance of it, but if you don't have both of your soldiers at 300 HP by the time they get to mid, it can really change the tide of a fight, and that 20 or 30 extra health may not seem like a big deal, but when you're playing against competent players, that's the sort of advantage that's going to help you succeed. So as we see here, we're going to go ahead and unpause at 57 and see that, as I said, he doesn't actually get his soldier, but not only that, if you look, his soldiers are slow. They're really slow. His pocket soldier is behind him. This is something you never want to happen as a medic. You never want to be catching up to you never want to be ahead of your soldiers. You always want to be catching up to them. So as you can see here, takes a little damage at mid. He tries to help a scout out underneath. I like that. He isn't able to help. And I like the fact that he's playing aggressive on the point with his soldiers because they're doing a lot of damage. He ends up taking a rocket and going down there, but he helped his team succeed at mid. And although he did go down, it's not going to be a big issue because his team's going to win mid, and they were able to kill the enemy medic as well. So not too much to say there, pretty standard stuff. Besides his soldiers being slow, I mean, it didn't end up costing them, but that's something to look out for. So here we see him just getting forward spawn, doing some pretty standard stuff, heading out to middle.
Medic, idiot, stand on the
And they just
line.
lost a scout. It's important to note that the demo is underneath the spire as well. So right there, as you can see, he took a pipe and I think a splash rocket from pretty far away. Probably not the best positioning there. I mean, if his team decided to push out, they needed him to stay alive. So now everyone's retreating. Again, pretty standard stuff. They're down a couple, and he just spawned. So just spawning. Here, this isn't a good situation. Just getting out to choke is probably the best decision. They also just lost a demo man, which is huge. So, yeah, I think moving left of Spire here is a little risky without a demo, and they already have pressure. So, probably getting back is fine. A forward hold may be the best decision here. Again, they didn't even cap Spire yet, so putting the pressure on is smart. And they're getting some nice picks around Spire. Their scouts are doing some nice work, and they're able to actually hold off Spire. So this is when he needs to move up with his team, get aggressive, drop down, and push up. There you go. He's making the right decisions here. And this should be an easy cap for middle. They have Uber. The enemy team is at least 4 down right now, so they are moving up, being aggressive, watching everything. Nice job from their soldiers there, shooting those stickies. This is where I'd like to see his team get really aggressive and push up, as they are. They're starting to move immediately because you have to figure most of the team got forward spawn and they don't have Uber. So right here they need to be pushing up. Let's pause it at 50 on the game clock. Okay, the enemy team spawn, you know they don't have Uber. You have 6 up, big health advantage. You notice that the team was just on bridge and they move over to the right of Spire. So what I would like to do right here is push my demo man with my pocket soldier aggressively into the combo and Uber on them. What I think our hero elects to do here is sort of just sit back. Again, I'm not sure if he's making the calls or who on his team is making the calls, but I believe he drops Uber here. But yeah, that's what I would have done. Been really aggressive, push up, and just kill as many people as you can with that Uber. Let's go ahead and unpause it at 49. As you can see, a soldier goes down. That shouldn't matter too much. You still need to move forward with that Uber. Take your scouts and your demo in. But they're just kind of sitting back, and this is the danger of Badlands Yard. If you're just going to teeter in Yard, you need to either get back or you need to push Spire, and that's sort of what they're not doing right here. So, bit of a mistake, I think, on their part. They should have moved forward, and they still should be moving forward. And yep, he took a lot of spam. He ends up going down. So it looks like his team's definitely going to lose middle off that. And there goes their scout. And you can see he's watching from Sheep's perspective. Sheep is a ringer. He plays for Team A, or they're now known as something else. They got a sponsor. I'm not sure what their sponsor's name is. Team Immunity. But now we see backing up to top of bats, trying to spam just standard stuff. It looks like the demo might go down here. He actually stays alive. So let's see what they like to do here. Okay, let's pause it again at 57. This is something a lot more teams are doing now, and I like the fact that people are doing this. This is the forward hold on Badlands last. And the reason this really is effective and can be super effective is because it's really tough to get into this last lobby area if you're holding up close without using Uber, without the enemy team using Uber. So if you're in a disadvantage Uber-wise, which I think they are, this is a really good option as long as you have everything covered. Because, you know, it's simple as a scout sneaking through and capping last because no one is there. Nobody's holding last. So what they elect to do here is push everybody up, lock out all the doors, and hopefully get the enemy team to pop Uber while they are not only building but able to back up to last and defend. So let's see what they do. Let's resume at 57. So they are holding it up close, watching all entrances. Very standard for the demo to watch the doors and a soldier to watch drop down. Now if you lose one, it's really important that you get back, which they're doing. They're playing it smart here. And they also have Uber, so there's really no point to be up there holding it close. At this point, they sort of just have to wait for the enemy team to come in and defend with their Uber. Pretty standard stuff, not much to talk about here. I'd like to see Mirzi look around a little bit more, look behind him. It's very common that spies are coming around here in this last point. So both Ubers are popped. And he does a nice flash on his demo to get through those stickies and come out, because it's crucial that your demo's out for the last defense. And it looks like the team's doing a real nice job of cleaning up kills and pushing back out. And the enemy team gets trapped up there, but a scout actually sneaks onto the point, and we've all been in his shoes, in this team's shoes, when the scout just comes in and caps. Not much you can do. Again, doesn't get the pocket soldier in spawn, as I noted earlier, and his soldiers are both slow. I don't know if there's confusion. I know that he said Bonobo, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, is also a ringer, so maybe that has something to do with it. But his soldiers are not full health in middle, and I like to see him move right up into the house right now. He does the right thing. He gets into the house, gets some protection, and as you notice, his team's he needs to move out right here. He needs to be aggressive. The whole team should be moving up. Scout comes by, doesn't get the kill on him, so that's good. Another mid win for Merzi and his team. Team Rewound moving up 2 yards. Let's see if they get aggressive, hopefully here. A lot of the enemy team's down, so they have the opportunity to take Spire, and I'd like to see him move right in with this Uber. Being aggressive, moving right into last, maybe lower right is something that I would do here. He likes to climb Spire. So I mean, it's okay. You're going to have full Uber advantage, I believe. So they're just spamming top right. You know, I'm not sure if the enemy medic didn't go down, but the other team's holding it up close as well, kind of here. So, ooh, when he lets the demo actually goes down there due to stickies or a reflected rocket or something. But now with this Uber wasted, you really just need to sort of back up in yard and build. Oh, probably not the best decision. Able to stay alive, but that scout could easily kill them. And now it looks like they're doing the right thing. They understand that they're at a big Uber disadvantage, so they back up, trying to hold Spire. Again, you need someone watching flank on this map. You need someone on that left side watching house and drop down area. If you don't, the scouts love to take advantage of that, and smart scouts will do it every time. So something to note, but a nice win. The enemies kept coming out, kept dying, and Merzini's team did a nice job cleaning them up. So let's see this time what happens in middle. Seems like they're going valley every round, so something to note. Buffing up that roamer to jump up, or just walk underneath. And he goes back to pick up the demo, which is something smart. If you see your demo really hurt, trying to go back and get him. And this doesn't look like a good mid for Team Rewound. They just out of position. The demo is really low. A scout went down early, so now we'll see if they elect to try to go in and get that medic. It looks like they're trying, but no success, no dice there. Let's see how they elect to hold Spire, and if they do that aggressive last hold again, because that'll be interesting to watch. Overall, I think he's playing pretty well, aside from the few mistakes that I've noted. And his soldiers, I think the lack of cohesion with them, one being a ringer, is causing some issues for him. But it looks like they're just going to sit back at last. They don't have the presence up front in order to do that aggressive defense, so they elect not to do that. The Uber comes in, very tough to defend in this situation. And he goes down, Merzi down. And it looks like the rest of Team Rewound is trying to hold him off. Hold off Team B. I'm not sure what that stands for. And they do a nice job. It looks like it's just medic up and the scouts handle him. So this team needs to get both scouts on Spire and start capping, because we know it's so crucial in Badlands with those spawns. If you don't get up there right in time, that the entire team spawns very fast. So
Time has been added.
So this is a tricky situation here. If they can get a pick or two, they will be able to move up. But we see that the enemy team is really putting pressure on them, and they're doing the right thing. They're pushing their demo up, spamming out. Let's make sure we have someone at flank here, so someone watching house. It looks like one of the soldiers did go in there, rightfully so, and they're being really aggressive here, and they should be with these picks. If they're confident in their DM, they should be moving up. There's 2 or 3 down at this point, so you got to get in there, look for those scouts, heal them up, and let them do their thing. As long as you have your soldier and demo at decent health, it's really a scout sort of, it's like a heyday for scouts here in middle when you're pushing in. So if you can keep them buffed and let them do their damage, it's crucial. So again, the situation where we need to decide if we want to be aggressive and push up or sit back. And they're doing the right thing here, moving up. But they need to aggressively use that Uber and get on the enemy team. So push them in lobby, flank them in lobby right now. Have scouts go up and cap, you know. They're still being too passive and not making decisions when they should. Right now is the time to move up but they're not doing it, and they're just getting caught. And sort of, they don't want to use the Uber, but remember, you get an Uber every 40 seconds. It's not the end of the world. And he almost goes down there again without popping, so that would have been absolutely brutal. He manages to get the Uber off and cap Spire. So the enemy team's sort of caught right now on the other side of Spire. And they lose a few. So this should be Ruon's chance to sort of move, just move right in and see if they can get on that point, sack on the point. But it looks like they lost a scout. But Sheep is able to sneak on the point and get the cap, so pretty close game right now, pretty interesting game. Let's see if he gets the pocket soldier in spawn. He doesn't. Let's see if his soldiers are quicker this time in the middle. Not much. They're still on the slow side. And they're going underneath again. Mid-fights have been going in their favor 2 out of the 3 rounds, so let's see what happens now. Looks like a soldier jumped onto Prime, the demo man. He's able to stay alive. Yeah, this is the case where I would just tell my team to get out. They're down 2 and they're really low in health. It looks like he's trying to get out, but he only has 4 health left. So this is a situation where you should probably just back up to lobby. And he was sort of indecisive with his team right there. And that's going to cost you. When you're that low of health and your teammates are really in the red as well, just try to get back to the lobby to get that health pack as quick as you can. Because if you just say, well, I don't really know what we're going to do, it looks like that's what they did there. They were really indecisive, and it cost them. So now the other team has Uber, I believe. I don't think the medic went down. So they're in the same situation of just building it last, trying to make some magic happen. So we'll see. Looks like they have a sniper now to try to get a pick or something like that, but. And the Uber comes in. It looks like they're trying to rotate or just kite out the Uber. Really tough to do. JMH, the scout going down. Rebound doing a nice job, though. They get 3 picks. So it looks like they're able to hold it off. He looks like he's going for an arrow, magic arrow here. So I'm pretty impressed with the defense of Team Rewound. It looks like they're really good at spreading out, letting the Uber run out, and then pushing forward. Good pop there. Really nice Uber. You don't want to risk it with that soldier having another rocket loaded, take the air shot, but unfortunately Prime does go down. So, but yeah, really nice defense, holding off Uber versus no Uber, and staying alive is really tough. So, gotta give props to Merzy. Here we see just general holds, kind of playing back. I'd like to go left to Spire here, and they do. Smart decision. And it looks like they're sort of pinching the opposing team, and they are. They should be moving up aggressively now. It looks like there's just 1, maybe 2 up for Team D here. So they're moving up aggressively. Watching the house is really crucial. Making sure no one flanks you. Oh, watch some of that spam. When you're sitting on that point, it's really tough to be spam free. But he wasn't able to get the Uber off that time again. So the initial spam is really what caused it. He could have definitely taken a shot from that scout and been able to turn around and look where the damage is coming from and then Uber. But in that case, he was already at 50 health, 1 shot from a scout that no one saw, and you're dead. So his team's sort of misjoined here. They're not together, they're not spawning together. They need to regroup and make sure they're all on the same page, because if you send your team in 1 by 1, things are just going to fall apart. You don't have a medic, you don't have half your team, you're trying to make picks, it doesn't work out. So something I've stressed so many times in this game, it's Team Fortress, you know. So you need to have strong teamwork, cohesion, and understand what your team members are doing at all times. If you don't, things just get sloppy. So that's what makes the best teams the best, is that they have the best teamwork and best understanding of how each of their teammates play together. So here we can see him just backing up on Gray Bridge. Looks like the demo's really hurt. So they do end up getting a pick, and it looks like in the flank side in the valley. And I'm not sure why they're really backed up playing so passive. They do have one down. There's the Uber coming in. I guess that's why they knew they were at a big Uber disadvantage. But they end up killing the whole combo there. So this is the time where you need to move out. And it looks like they're going to take Spire back. And they should be able to run right into mid with this Uber, considering the enemy medic just went down. So seems like that's what they're doing. So a couple dropped Ubers already from MGE, hoping it doesn't happen anymore. He does pop nicely there. Didn't want to take a risk from getting another meat shot going down. So a lot of back and forth action, some pretty good stuff. Buffing the scouts. I always like to buff my scouts before they take off because it only takes a second to do, whereas your soldiers in demo, it takes a few seconds to get them up to full and then to a full buff. But here again, we see this similar situation that they've struggled with throughout the demo, and that's pushing Spire. So let's see if they decide to be more aggressive. Instead of sitting on bridge here, I really like sitting right side of Spire. You're out of spam, and I've talked about it in my previous videos as well. It's just a better, more safe, it's a better, safer place to sit rather than on Gray Bridge. Switching it up is okay, but if you consistently go Gray Bridge, you're going to run into some trouble. So here we see it looks like they're going to take the Uber up main. Or not. It looks like they're deciding what to do. Looks like they do go up top. They're going to take it in now. It's a demo. Let's pause it at 19 on the clock. This is an interesting play. And something that I like to do on Badlands is taking your demo in to the Uber if you're going top. And the reason it works out so well is because of the close corridors of the fight. So a demo can just charge, put 1-2 stickies down and make a medic pop. Whereas if you're playing a last like granary or something like that, and it's such a long ways to get to the enemy medic, it's really tough to use your demo. But here it's really nice because you can take your demo in, back out, catch up with the soldier, or you can, what I like to do a lot is jump down and catch my soldier underneath so he can spam a little bit to whoever's on the ground. But I like this strategy, and I think they did it correctly because this catches teams off guard a lot, and you have 2 soldiers now spamming, and hopefully his demo can get out. So let's unpause at 19. And we can see he elects to get out up top, catch a soldier. The demo is still in there, staying alive. Demo just went down, but this should allow his team to do some spamming. They did lose another soldier as well, so start backing out. A little miscommunication there. It happens. But now he has a scout on him, so if he had told his soldier that he was going out lower, his soldier should have followed him rather than try to go up top and go drop down, because if that scout came up on him, just like he did, it can end really poorly. So a few mistakes there, but I like what they did. They should be able to hold Spire too if they get out there quick enough. Let's hope they have someone watching that drop down that flank area. I see one scout on Spire, so looks like they have a soldier over there and drop down, so yeah. So they're pushing into lobby right now. They're getting a few picks. The enemy team is being really, they're really extending at the wrong time and sort of just dying when they shouldn't. So I suspect they're just going to get the Uber and push right in. Looks like they're moving in now. Yeah, so MGE is already in without even popping Uber, so he does end up popping there. I don't even know if the enemy team has it. It doesn't look like they do, so this should be an easy win. Team rewound. I don't know what's going on in there. if I was Merzi here, I would just push back in. You got to be aware of your team and how many of them are alive. You got to push back in and be aggressive with them. Backing out and healing the sniper isn't really going to help much there. So if that were me, I would have been pushed back in, helping out my team, understanding that the enemies have 3 to 4 down. So even if I go in, it's not going to be the end of the world. Let's see if they go underneath again here. They do. Soldiers still are slow. They're trying to go. Looks like the roamer went enemy closet, so this will be interesting. And the demo goes down really early. So let's pause at 24. One thing I'm noticing that his team's not really doing is paying too much attention to where Merzi's going at mid. And that's sort of just part of the way the game has evolved today, is that it's really sort of just a bloodbath at middle where teams just go all out. So playing passive like he did there at mid isn't really going to help at all. If he understands that his soldiers are being aggressive or where they're going to jump to, he should try to cater that to them, because it's much easier to be aggressive with your team than be passive and just sit there and allow your team to lose middle. I'm not saying he was the sole reason they lost middle. I'm just saying that playing aggressive and giving your team heals sort of more towards the midpoint is much better than sitting back behind the train. So just something to note. Let's go ahead and unpause now at 24. So now it's just him alive. He's getting back. Trying to fend off a scout with those arrows. And he gets taken down. So now it's just prime up right now. Yeah, so just sort of understanding what your soldiers are going to be doing at mid, or where your team's going to be, will help you as a medic. Rather than just running around trying to heal whatever you see, understanding what they're doing and where they're focusing targets and all that stuff will help you be a better medic. And being in the fight, being aggressive. Because the best teams win with aggression nowadays, so you have to be an aggressive medic at certain times. You know, it's gonna help you in the long run. So here we see they're just building Uber, chilling at last. Same old stuff. I mean, there are certainly times that being passive is fine as medic, and there are certain times that being aggressive is better. It all depends on your teamwork and the style of your team. So now we see Team D coming in with the Uber. Team Rewound trying to hold off, do another brilliant last hold, and this looks like Scout sneaks in again and takes it. So now we have a 3-2 game with about, looks like 8 minutes left in the match, in the half. Or I think they do 30-minute games here as well. I'm not sure if they do it Euro style or American style with first to 5. So pretty similar middle, although it looks like Rewound is doing a nice job. So now Merzi should be moving up with that soldier and the scout. He's got to be aggressive. If that soldier jumps, okay, they're losing too many. So now, yeah, getting out is the proper move. I think that they had a small window there where that soldier and scout could have moved up with their medic and made a really big impact. But when they lost another scout, then it was just time to get out. And also their demo went down early, I think. So. Oh, the demo is still up, actually. I think maybe either he went down really early or he didn't go down at all. But they're trying to hold Spire here. This is sort of a decision you need to make. Are we going all in or are we going all out here? So let's pause it at 34. Half his team was already in the red. So when you're holding Spire like that, if you want to use the Uber, you have to communicate with your team and say, okay, are we going or are we not going? Make the call early. Because if you just sit there in battlements like you just did, like you just saw right there, and everyone just takes damage and the enemy team's just sitting behind Spire, their enemy combo, it's going to be really tough to get to them. So right there you saw that maybe no one understood whether or not they were going, and sort of they made the decision at the end of the fight or the end, when they end when they could have just backed out. So just judging from this, I can pretty much guarantee this isn't going to be an effective Uber. Their demo went down, and so they should just be retreating to last. So that's sort of one of the things to note. I mean, if you're going to be holding Spire, do it aggressively with Uber. I mean, if you're going to be on battlements, push up, try to get the enemy team to pop Uber as well. So let's on pause at 34. And then we can see Merzi trying to just get out to last. 2 of his members down. Enemy team not even using Uber yet.
Time has been added.
And here they come. Looks like they're Ubering in. Didn't even need to. Yeah. So a misstep from Rewound there. I think they should have definitely maybe gone even lower left around Spire and got the enemy team to pop, sent their scouts, drop down or something like that. Instead of just sort of sitting up there in battlements and taking a ton of damage before Ubering, and it's just never a good thing. Once again, going underneath. Bonobo really slow. Scout already on Merzi, trying to dodge, goes down really early. So this is where I like to see Rewound just jump everyone at the medic, because it's pretty much guaranteed they're not going to be able to take mid here with no heals. So getting aggressive and trying to get that medic pick is really crucial if your medic goes down really early like that. Looks like they're not going to be able to do it though.
Medic!
Pretty good game so far, actually. Pretty interesting to see how other countries play. I did play on Team Bro, which was sort of a pug team that played in Australia with YZ, Dummy, Measure, and they have some real talent over there. Granted, we had like 250 ping, but it was interesting to see how teams play, and I was impressed, to say the least, with a lot of their guys over there. So we just saw Merzi go down again, trying to hold battlements to a scout, and this doesn't look too good for Rewound right now. Yeah, and there goes another scout. So they're just really hoping they can defend last. The soldier's jumping up. He gets sticky down. Ooh, so Prime actually playing really well there. I like the way he used those stickies. It's so crucial to use stickies when you're defending last. I know a lot of people think piping is impressive, and it is, but when it comes down to it, stickies do so much more damage and have such a wider spread that in crucial situations you gotta use stickies. So here we see they're just building Uber. I guess they're gonna be able to hold thanks to Prime taking down those 2 enemies.
Medic! Medic!
Looks like they're gonna peek out here. Looks like the enemy combo's underneath them at last. They need to get back. Uber on the point. Does the right thing there. Flashing the scouts. That's good. I like to see that. So the enemy team is really bad at pushing last for some reason. I don't know what it is, but they just don't. They don't like attack from all sides. They just sort of push in underneath over and over again and have failed. So really nice defense there from Rewound once again, and they're pushing back out. Trying to. Once again, those quick spawns in second, that'll make it really tough. If you don't get out instantly and have at least one scout up on that spire, it's really tough. So rightfully so, they back up, just try to build Uber. Should be pretty close to an even Uber here. So someone tried to sneak on the point, and here comes Team D again. They were able to pick Merzi, but they go 4 dead, so this should be opportunity for Rewound to get up on that spire. Should be able to take down that combo. They do. But they're not getting any time, so they need to get up there quick. JMH moving up there, so nice work from him.
Medic!
I like oh, this got on last, so they end up taking him down. So they're just moving up now. Like to see someone cover that flank area. Scout does go in the house, so I like that. Looks like they're going to try to take middle down. I think the enemy team's down 1 right now, so they're going to try to head in, be aggressive. I like to see this play. Healing those scouts to sort of go run around. I like that. So MGE really picked it up the second half of this demo, I think, and got his stuff together, so to say. This could be what we call a heartbreaker round, as you were sitting on your last a minute ago. Now you're pushing their last with Uber. Can they complete it? Going in lower, looks like, taking the Uber right into him, being aggressive. Once again, I always like aggressive play, so can appreciate this. Both Ubers are popped. They're going to use it to back out underneath. I like that. Keeping his demo and soldier both at full health. That's really what you need to do. And they're going to try to push in, get a couple picks. Wow, this looks like it's going to be a round win for Rewound. That's right, I said round win for Rewound. Alright, so it looks like that's it. Things I can sort of take away from the demo, and I think you guys can take away. Just general game awareness and understanding, again, where your team is at all times and what they're doing, how they work together, understanding when to be aggressive with your combo, when to back out, and when you make a decision, being really decisive about it. So not sitting there, but saying, okay, this is what we're going to do, this is the plan. Because if you don't make the decision on time, it can really cost you. Overall, I was really impressed with his medicing and his team, and I can see why they're number 2 in Australia. A few hiccups here and there, a few dropped Ubers, but yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any comments or questions, as always, post in our forums. Thanks a lot, guys. It's CB with MyGamingEdge.com.